I'm the spokesperson for this incredible, for Wacol, for their incredible journey for the last 22 years with the Susan G. Komen group for Fit for the Cure. I had my own really, health struggle early in the year. I was diagnosed with colon cancer, and this was approximately a year ago. And I came out of it on such a healthy side and such an awareness, and also as such an advocate for becoming, a warrior for yourself. Why do they tell us to wait till 50, 52, come back in 5 years? And I got to be honest, because what spread in me between 5 months, between two colonoscopies, was a very aggressive form of cancer in a polyp. And he goes, you have 2 weeks, make a decision. We're taking it all, or I don't know if you'll be here within 6 months. That's
Wow.
how it's a silent killer. There was nothing symptomatic at all. I already know I developed polyps, so I made it my routine. I develop polyps, you're going to biopsy them, so I go once a year. And then when they kept pulling polyps out every once a year and biopsy them, they said it's clean for 5 years. I had a clean bill of health, and then one time they go, not so good. And it was a rocky time, really
Yeah.
rocky. It took me 3 months to come through that health challenge. 3-4 months. We all have to, once that kind of comes down the pipe. And so I'm an advocate for people taking, become your own warrior first. There's no, I prefer not to look at it as the healthcare system in and of itself is a whole nother story we can talk about, and how, we feel victimized by a lot of treatments and things that go on. So here's a way for you to at least take the reins and be a warrior for yourself, your own advocate.
That's right. And I think the $1 million question is, how are you doing now? That's what we care so
Amazing.
much about. Good.
Amazing. I really am. And it superseded, the gratitude I feel for my life. I know we're having a stupid conversation, and I know you're like 25 years old, and I'm going, but you know how many women, my damn publicist was in here. I'm like, Joanne, we got to fit you properly. And I had to learn, we don't know whether you're in the throes of a health crisis or not. The point is feeling good, moving about it, and getting help, and feeling good with yourself.
Because I agree with you. It's like we have to be our own advocates, but it's also important that we're lifting up each other. Because if we're not looking out for each other and giving each other this type of advice, then we're all going to fall through the cracks eventually. So we got to look out for one another.
And you got to listen. Sometimes we just don't listen. We put it under the rug. Well, these things don't really go away. That's one thing I learned. Like, you got to take care of yourself. Number one is health, your wellness, your beingness, your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health. So I tacked it. My comeback from this health crisis was I said, let's start with the physical. I got to get back to physical, a health, a level where I know I'm stable. And then I know emotionally I'm going to have to get back in therapy. I have to have a lot of work to do. Emotionally, spiritually, I had to reconnect to something bigger than myself. And the gratitude is off the charts for me now.
And I love hearing that because, yeah, seriously, once you go through something like that, you're just so grateful just to be alive, to see another day, right?
You better believe it. And why? Why am I here to see another day?
Right,
So
exactly.
your purpose becomes everything. Thank you, God, for this ability to be in service, because, this is my voice has always been in service, and yet you don't connect to these other things until we all go through some sort of challenges in our life. I don't care who you are, our challenge on any level. And I've had a wonderful year going through this process.